I want my career to end on my terms. That's the only thing.
Bingo.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show with my brother, Baron Davis. BD, what's happening?
What's up, big dog? How you feeling?
I'm great, brother. I'm great. We have a very special episode for you today. We also have more guests coming onto the pod, so make sure you subscribe to the Draymond Green Show with Baron Davis so you don't miss any episodes.
And the non-guest episodes will be fire too, since we're in the second half of the season. So follow the show on all social media platforms. That's at Draymond Show, so you don't miss none of these great announcements.
Now introducing our next guest. We have a special guest today. One of the GOATs for sure, top 75 in the NBA all time. 4-time Olympic gold medalist, Mr. USA himself, NBA MVP, 2-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP.
15-time All-Star, the smooth operator, 11-time All-NBA team member, Rookie of the Year, arsenal of weaponry, right? The chef and a sous chef, right? Cutlery tools everywhere on the floor. None other than the world famous legend in the making and continue, Kevin Durant.
Oh, man. Appreciate that intro, man. Hell of an intro, fellas.
Hell of a resume.
I mean, damn. Hey, dog, god damn, this is crazy.
Resume, crazy. I be feeling good about my little resume. Here we go.
Yeah, that shit. Wow.
Definitely one of the best to ever touch a basketball.
Appreciate it, man.
For sure. It's an honor, man. Honor to have you on the show. There's a gift of Draymond talking to you in your ear that's widely used. Do you remember what Draymond was talking about in that moment? Just to kick the show off.
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot, man. Everybody want to know what he was saying. I don't remember word for word, but he was more so gassing me up, more so than anything. Like, they can't fuck with me. No, they can't stop you. He was gassing me up for sure. I see the excitement as he kept talking in my eyes. You know, I kept start smiling a bit.
And he started cooking.
And I kept cooking.
That part. BD, you know what I was telling him? He told the world. I was just telling him the same thing. You know who you are. You KD.
Yeah.
They can't fuck with you.
Used to remind me of that shit a lot.
That's who you are. And then
that shit feel good though.
Sure.
Hey, you gotta play that role, man. You know, KD one of them humble superstars, bro. Like, KD is like the nigga who you walk down the street and you like, that's my homie. Like,
yeah,
like probably one of the most approachable superstars around. And so I think when I'm on the court with him, sometimes it's like he'll allow that same approach. And I'm like, nah, bro, like they not good enough. Like, and they can't approach you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna remind you of that because in my role, that's the type of time I need you on. Like, at them at all times. And that same demeanor is why he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? But being able to just flip the switch like he can, crazy. But every shot open, bro, 7 feet. So every shot he shoot is open. It's crazy.
On any court. I mean, for me, just, you know, watching the come up, it's all about what you do when you at your peak, when you at the moments of where all eyes on you, and he never stopped hooping where all the hoopers was. You know, if you really fuck with hoop and you a real hooper, you gon' show up where you supposed to show up, showing up at the Rucker. He came out here, he blessed me with the LA Unified game. Like he played the whole game. But to embrace that next generation and to show up where they show up at your superstar level, at your MVP level, like, you can't say nothing else. You know, I watched that and I say kudos to you for that, because ultimately that's what's carrying you now, is that spirit that, like, all right, we showing up. We hooping. Like, I already know I'm the top dog out here. You feel what I'm saying?
I always looked up to them hoopers, them older dudes in the gym who was of service to the game. You know what I'm saying? They in there working on their game. They in there helping the youngsters work on their game. They teaching the young dudes how to be a pro. I always admired that attitude and that approach. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always felt every time I stepped on the court, even as a young player, that I need to be of service to the game. Go out there and be coachable, work hard as I can in every drill, try to play to win every time I'm on the court, be a good teammate. So I always thought about that when I played, and I was inspired by a lot of the older dudes in the gym, random dudes in the gym that probably ain't even play high school, college ball, but just their approach to the game. I appreciate it.
Out of all the places that you've shown up and hoop, like he said, Rucker, Drew League, out of all the places you've shown up and hoop, what would you say your top 3 experiences were, like outside of the NBA, just like you go play at the park next door? Like out of all of those places, what would you say your top 2 or 3 was of experiences like in hooping?
Yeah, I would say that first time, like after my rookie season, it was probably like a week had passed. We had just played our last game my rookie year, and I went down to the Goodman League that first time as a pro, full season as a
Oh,
pro. And I had 62 that game.
Jesus.
But the dude I was playing against had like 52. Rest in peace. God bless his soul. He passed away. He actually played high D1 too. He was a good player. So and it's online, but that back and forth was like legendary in our city. You know, that was a memorable time. I would say that time, and then the first time I went to the Drew, it was the Drew before it's in the gym where it's at now.
Yep.
What's the name of that first gym that was in?
Washington Park.
Yeah, that one. And I
Yeah.
played 3 games that day. They say that never happened. Like you can't just you can't play on different.
You know, you can't be hopping on team.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, I'm just trying to hoop today, man. It was a lockout, so they let me play on 3 teams. I think that first game I played with DeMar and them. I think that was I don't know, it was the game, DeMar, I forget who else was on that team, and I had threw it off the glass and dunked it.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
arena and the crowd went stupid. And that's why I was like, yeah, this LA basketball, this is what I wanted. This that feeling I wanted when I wanted to come out here and hoop. That's why I moved to LA in the off season just to get that a different level of hoop. You know, I hooped and did everything in DC. You know, outdoors and every gym. I need
Yep.
something else. And I heard about how great the hoop was in LA, so I moved out there, and that was kind of like my first time getting
Now you was
outside
killing.
playing. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that was a memorable time. And then the Rucker obviously was legend.
That was crazy.
That's always been a legendary court. You know what I'm saying? So those 3 really gave me the same feeling that I felt in like an NBA game almost.
And you also spoke about just how you are a steward to the game. Number one, congratulations, bro, on 30,000 points.
Thank you,
Yep.
brother.
Congrats. That's
That's a
crazy.
lot of buckets. I still ain't reached 10 yet, but I'm gonna get there one day, maybe. But I saw Ja gave you that ball, Ja being a young fella and Nike. You know, what was that like just for you to share that moment with? Like Ja gon', he keep doing what he's doing. He gonna be a legend in his own right one day.
Exactly. I mean, it was special. It kind of fell on that day we playing against that team. You know, him and Jaren Jackson and Bane. I got a lot of respect for those young dudes, and they always compete hard and show me respect too. And so to play against them and for Ja to hand me the ball, somebody I been following since he was at Murray State, and we kind of had a little relationship as well as he's coming up in the league. So it was sweet, man. I really respect how hard the younger generation plays and how much they respect the game. A lot of people don't say that about the young dudes, but these dudes, they know their history and they actually respect the game, and I appreciate that about them. And they hard workers too, you know what I'm saying? So try to do my part by going out there and staying at that level that I'm at and competing hard against them. And they know it's not no cakewalk when they see me. I think that's a part of being who I am and being an older dude in the league is playing hard against them too. And and leaving the game, they respect it. You know what I'm saying? They want to see how you are right now. All that shit you did before is cool, but
They don't.
they don't care about that. They want to see who you are tonight. And so they keep me on that level of like that standard that I want to keep myself at. They help with that.
Almost you played in 2 different decades. You've seen the game evolve. You've seen the style of play evolve. Can you talk about just eras? Which era for you was like the most exciting? And then being a vet in this new era, what does it feel like being like, damn, dude, I wish I was my younger self?
I mean, I love this era of ball, man, because it's free flowing. It's a lot of space to work. We encourage to shoot more shots, to shoot deep threes. Like people talk about the players a lot, about the 3-point shooting, but they don't realize how much our coaches encourage us to shoot threes.
That's every
That's
shot.
crazy.
Like every
Every
day,
shot.
like
That's
it's like
crazy.
we might have a film session strictly on like we need more threes up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
having that encouragement from your coach to be aggressive, to shoot and to score is definitely better for me in this era. I mean, the past eras were cool too. I got the freedom to shoot whenever I want, but my teammates didn't have that confidence. That's a little different. So now everybody feeling like they got confidence to go out there and score. That makes it easier for everybody. So I enjoy this era a little bit more just for that simple fact. And it's just the amount of athleticism and skill that you see in the league from all positions now. It's just crazy to see. You know what I'm saying? So the evolution of
Yeah.
the game, it was fun to play in it and see it, in real time.
As someone though who doesn't like, you'll get 40 points with two and attempt 2 threes. As somebody who can shoot the piss out of the three ball, but doesn't necessarily shoot a bunch of them. Do you think some guys being so confident to shoot sometimes become a problem for these teams though?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's plenty of times where you could have turned that one down and got something better. Instead, you pulling this three over contest and you 0 for 5 for the night. It's definitely a double-edged sword to all of that. I mean, because when it's great though,
Yeah.
it's like the peak of basketball. But when it's bad, we got to live with both sides of that. But players could turn down some of those threes, especially if you're not hot. You know what I'm saying? To find a better shot or maybe get closer to the rim. Yeah, but I, overall, I think it's pushed the game to new heights.
As a vet dude, do you find yourself when you talking to the young guys saying like, man, when I was your age, and then thinking about like actually when you were their age in this era, like what would the Golden State Warrior, OKC Durantula look like playing against these young dudes you be talking shit to every night because you be barking at them, dog. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know you bark like that. Oh, you be barking at them.
No,
So I wonder,
got to
what's
keep
your
that
thoughts?
energy up, man. I think that up the level of the game when
Yeah,
when you engage like that. I think more so than anything, my mentality as I got older. I wish I was thinking a little bit like this when I was younger. Whereas
yeah,
coming into the game, I was superstitious early on when I come into the league. I felt like everything had to be right for me to play well. I was just overthinking a lot of things out there. I think as I got older, more experience, and you reach some success, you kind of relax a bit on like, just let the game come to you and play your game instead of trying to force things. You know what I'm saying? And you know exactly when you need to press the issue and when you don't. I think as a young player, you just always pressing the issue, trying to figure it out, and I would have more bad games than I would want to at that age. Now, I'm not playing. I might shoot it bad, you know, every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel more relaxed coming into the games,
right.
making me execute a little better. So I wish I had that mentality early on in my career, but it worked out either way.
A few weeks ago, you said you didn't want to be traded in the middle of the season, which is why you didn't come to the Warriors,
Mhm.
which I thought was going to happen. I was at the game. I was like, oh man, KD came over here. He showed me love. I was like, oh, we about to get KD. Do you want your career to end in Phoenix?
Man, I want my career to end on my terms. That's the only thing.
Bingo.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? I want
That's all that matters.
because I see a lot of dudes that don't get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I want to keep putting in that work to make that choice on my own. But as far as the Warriors, I just didn't think it was, and then I didn't want to move. And then as a player like me, I cost a lot. I make me going into your team is gonna make it's gonna be a whole new era of your team when I get to your team. You know what I'm saying? So and that's
Yep.
a lot of work and through
Change.
the season. Like I'm still of value, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my contract and just my production. That me just getting up and moving in the middle of the season, it's gonna be a big blow to any team I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I get why y'all want to trade me, and y'all looking at it just from simple fact that's just business. But from me looking at it, I'm just like it just don't make sense for either side right now to go through that. You know what I'm saying? When we just play the season out, and if that's the decision you want to make, in the off season, then you figure it out.
So big,
It's
yeah.
just such a big change to make, and I've been through it before. I was like, damn, that's not really it.
It ain't the right move. Like to
But,
be able
yeah, and I
to
wanted to
move in the
experience it.
middle of the
Yeah, it's
season
like,
and all that.
nah,
Yeah, 26 games left.
like if I can stop it, then why not? You know what I'm saying? But I can,
Yeah.
and then the narratives that's gonna come with all that shit. It was just like, you don't want to go stay there. You don't want to go play with Draymond no more. You don't want to. The narrative got in your way. You don't want to go back. I was like, yeah, that shit is annoying. I don't like it, but I can play under. Like, you don't know what, like the type of shit that people say about me. I could play under the noise. It's a simple fact that like, there's no need. I didn't feel like it was a need to, you know, make that big of a change right now. It didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
So I tried to. I'm glad it was, and look what y'all doing right now, Dre. Y'all looking good, Jimmy, and then you still got Camille on the way back. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it made sense.
Absolutely. No, I think a lot of people don't realize what you going through that in Phoenix of the midnight hour trade,
Mm-hmm.
Bridges leave. I think Aiden left.
No, Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson, Bridges, Cam Johnson. Those were big gaps, you know what I'm saying, to try to fill those holes.
Right.
You make that move in the offseason, there may be a third team you can get involved or different stuff where you don't have to deplete your whole team. During the middle of the season, that is very tough to do. And I don't think people realize. And then, like you said, also being at your age, like I think everybody still look at you like you a spring chicken because of the way you play. So you still hooping at the same level, but you're set in your life and in your ways at this age to just up and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a lot. Like for Jimmy needed that. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy needed a change. That was a different thing. But, if he didn't want that change before, which is probably why he was never traded before, because y'all do have that type of power to say, nah. And no franchise ultimately want to disrespect guys like y'all because if they do, how do you ever get another one?
Exactly. And then I just want to see it through. When you commit to something in a season like that, and it's like nobody's like big injuries, like everybody's in the lineup, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see this through to the end and see what we can really do with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like I'm committed to my coaches and teammates, and I want to see it through. So, I wanted to lock in on that.
No, I love that. I feel like y'all have a good team, man. We've obviously every time we play it's a battle. I always tell people, man, when I play against you, last night against Klay, play against Kyrie, right? Like play against Bron. Like, bro, when we play those games, man, it's just like the level of play, the level of thinking that is amongst us when we're playing those games. Like that's when I had the most fun. That's why I was saying All-Star Weekend when I said the game is boring. What I said it after that was because we played Bron them last week, and I'm waiting for him to slightly turn his head that way so I can go help over. Because if I lean this way and he ain't turned his head yet, he getting that pass through, there's a dunk, right? Like people don't understand the level we be at when we're playing against each other. Yeah. And it always takes me back to the matchups. Like, regardless of how great we were when you were here, we still had to play chess against Bron in order to beat him.
For sure.
And so I feel like we don't get a bunch of that now. Like, I get that when I play against you, where I feel like every second, like you see how locked in when I play, every second I have to be locked in on a defensive possession because if I let up for 1 minute, that's all you need is a split second. And I also think, though, that's why you, Steph, Bron, Jimmy, that's why y'all still playing at such a high level because I also don't think these younger guys realize when guarding y'all how they have to be on every second. Do you see some of that? Am I off?
No, you're right. I feel like when you've been through some of the battles, though, that we've been through in the playoffs and those moments that you've been through, the younger dudes haven't experienced that, whereas coaching is out the way, schemes is out the way, and it's all about the will, the talent, and the cerebral game. You know what I'm saying? And in many playoffs games where it's like, all right, dog, they know every play we running. We know every play they running. And most of the time, just gonna be like, who can beat their man and who can guard their man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so most of them times, it's just like, you see when we played Cleveland, it's all right, who can Bron pick on? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And how can we, all right, you want to try to get Steph up there? All right, Steph gonna run up this screen, but I'm gonna make sure I try to trail him as much as I can and switch him off the screen to waste a little bit of y'all time. So by the time you try to get Steph up there, it's 4-5 seconds on the clock. That's the type of thinking we was on those games when coaches not in the way, schemes not in the way. We know all of that stuff now. Let's just go hoop. The younger dude's gonna get there. They might get that experience. They might not, but we've been through those battles against not just Bron, but just even guys that haven't won playing against the Spurs, playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? Playing against the Clippers, the Lob City Clippers. It's just like going to game 6 and 7 with these teams. Like we was going
y'all in OKC, Houston. Those games was hard as hell, man.
Hard, and it wasn't a lot of sweeps. It was game 6, game 7s. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So it was like when you thinking on that level, when it's past coaching, when it's past all of that, when it's just y'all on the floor controlling the game, that's the level. So when you see guys that been on that level before, you, Kyrie, Steph, even I would say JT now, he played a lot of playoff games.
Yeah, JT, absolutely. Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, I would say Giannis played a lot of playoff games. You know what I'm saying? They know it's that level of detail late in the season that you got to play with. You know what I'm saying? So I think the young dude's going to get to that point. You seeing Ant play, he got some playoff games under his belt. He's going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So, and once they reach that level, I think that's when you'll start to see, you know what I mean, get that feeling again.
Yeah, it's trial and error. And I always say basketball is timing. However much time you can consume, however much time you can disrupt as a defender for an offensive person, it's really, you get in these intricate moments where you have to be just as smart as the person that you're going up against, right?
Exactly.
Man, talk about just your mentality down the stretch. I'm looking at the pedigree. I'm looking at the accolades. I'm trying to what is the unlock, right? what what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
When it's like, oh, okay, it's time for me to go 5 levels up.
Yeah. I try to relax as much as possible and stick to the fundamentals. I don't want to try no heat check shots late in the game. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay away from those. So I just try to keep it at the fundamentals, find them places on the court where I know I'm gonna knock those shots down or get a good shot up. And most of the time when I'm thinking like that in the fourth, I got some success, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I had times where I'm rushing and I want it so bad, I want to win so bad, and then I'm rushing shots and now I'm missing and now we lose the game. But all of that stuff is, trial and error, like you said, you learn from it. And what was a common denominator for me is just if I relax late in the game and approach it just like I approached the first quarter, then it was easier for me.
Unless the year is 2017 or 2018 and you get the ball to that left hand on the left, coming in the left quad, that left slot area, and you walking into it from 37 feet. Unless it's that, and he in Cleveland, Ohio, unless it's that situation. He ain't taking no heat check shot.
Hey, he wound that one up.
Let's just try for the dagger. The dagger, all right, I might pull that motherfucker from deep.
Hey, man, I had to run out the studio on that one. That was one of them, ooh! I had to run out the studio and flex on everybody. We was watching that live.
I see that coming. K go right to left. He put that ball in that left hand. Oh, you dead.
We play against Dre. Against Dre. He gonna jam that left hand
every time. I see the ball go that left. I gotta press up. You gotta beat me, bro. Because once he get into the shot, there's nothing you can do.
You can't do.
He jumping forward and he's 7 feet and the ball up here. So you get no good contest once he get into the shot. The best you're gonna do, you're gonna foul. And with the rhythm he have on that shot, even if you foul, he making it.
I feel good in that rhythm. You got to jam me early if you want to see that shot away.
Man, because I did have the honor of playing playing against you. I like just the progression. I was telling the story where, my claim to fame against KD is, KD, I picked you like 3 times.
Hey, playing against y'all, bro. You're switching everything.
Hey, bro, he was coming off the switch. I was jamming that left hand too. come back the end of the season. Remember the end of the season?
Yeah.
I don't know what you was on, but you was mad as hell. He started coming with the cross, boom, pulling up. I said, okay, dude, my number of years are short. Because he played it too. he played it too. It's me and Monte out here.
I was too that rookie year. I remember that game. That was my last game my rookie season.
Oh man, you was killing.
I'm like, these dudes is tough, man. They switching everything. They was the first small ball team that I'm like, man, they could have played in this era the way they played with y'all. Al Harrington, all
yeah.
And y'all just switched all them actions, and I had to play y'all one-on-one, and y'all was fixing.
That last game, boy, you put on, we was like, damn. I remember Jack came up to you. I came up to you. It was like, damn, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be able to fuck with you after that. Nelly was like, guard him. I was like, man, we can't guard him. Get out of here. It's over, dog. Season over.
Who's scoring big in the NBA this season? You are. All the new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Slams, dishing the ball, cleaning the glass, get behind your favorite players, prop bets you can make on DraftKings. It's fun. The home of NBA player props. If you're ready to place your first bet, make it really simple. Pick how many points your favorite player is going to score. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook. They have an app. Download it. Make your pick. If you're a first-timer, here's something special. New DraftKings customers, all you have to do is bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. So take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download their app. Takes 90 seconds. Use the code Colin, COLIN, to get 150 bones in bonus bets. Betting just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Dub Nation, what up? Got some questions coming out from Dub Nation. Do you think people are still mad at you for playing with the Warriors?
I mean, I'm sure some people not gonna like let it go. I wouldn't say they mad. They still angry about it, but I don't think they're gonna forget that I went to the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna always be a talking point when it comes to my career. But I don't give a shit. We did some incredible things, and we had some of the most fun times of my life moving around as a Warrior. So there's gonna be people that love it. There's gonna be people that hate it, man. But at the end of the day, it happened.
And it was great.
And we happy it did because it created a dynasty. Man, got to see you at the peak of your career and your moment. And so when you think about when time passed and people are like, damn, bro, like we wish this would have stayed together for, 3-4 more years.
Yeah, they're gonna say that. They're gonna say that. But when they should just be, going back and watching that footage so they can learn.
That part. Listen,
that
man. Part. You hear people say that shit all the time, and the reality is 2015 to 2019 is, in my opinion, the best era of NBA basketball, the best 5-year stretch of NBA basketball, in my opinion. But regardless if that's your opinion or not, you may say, it was the Showtime. It's somewhere in the top 3, which the amount of guys that's coming to NBA, that's a big deal. And you coming to the Warriors elevated it so much to where that's why it became that. It doesn't become that. We never really experienced the era of basketball we experienced had you not came to the Warriors. That's actually what elevated the game, because it elevated teams. Because then all of a sudden it was like, oh, whoa, wait, we got to build to beat them. And that dude, it elevated the team. It elevated skill sets. I think it elevated so much, in my opinion.
No, I agree. And as I was making that decision to leave OKC, it was like, all right, if I stay in OKC, I think I'm passing up on something so incredible that I don't know if I could just pass this up. This ain't just a regular opportunity. That's how I was feeling. And I didn't know exactly how it would play out, obviously, but it just felt like this would be a huge, huge shift and moment. And not just to people that consume the game, but just how the game is played itself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this seemed like something I can't turn down right now. You know what I mean? And it turned out to be that big. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? There was so many great teams, like 67 win Spurs that year. Y'all won 73. Then Cleveland 16 and had won 14 in the playoffs, I think, when they played 14 and 1. It was like some insane shit that was going on team wise and individual player wise. You know what I'm saying? We was seeing that's when Kawhi started to emerge to become a superstar from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's when the Warriors started to come around 2015. That's when, you, Steph, Klay started to, jump on to be all-stars every year. You know what I'm saying? So
Kyrie started playing with Bron that year. We seen Kyrie in a totally different light.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of shift in dudes that are transformed to be like, all right, they're stars now. These dudes are superstars too now. I'm saying it was a few extra dudes that you wouldn't expect, like a Kawhi, like a
James had just kind of left y'all right when that happened, and James became James.
James. You know what I'm saying? Like even Steph. I mean, Steph was at the all-star level, but he ascended to like God tier levels around that time. You know what I'm saying? So when you see these dudes, even myself, going from an MVP, you know what I'm saying? And you see everybody ascending quick. D Rose, I can just go down the line.
Russ, everybody leveled up.
Everybody leveled up at that time. And it all felt like at the same time. I mean, when you go from seeing dudes become young stars to super mega stars that's going to, push the league forward for the next 10 years, it's just like, wow, that shit happened quick. And it surprised us too, because he was so used to the Kobe, Shaq era things, the slow down pace of guards backing you down all the way down court. It was very rare you see a BD or a Steve Francis or, you know what I'm saying? Or now you were seeing these dudes every night.
Every night.
So I think the players that went to the next level and then the team building that went to the next level too.
Yeah, it was a good time. It allowed for everybody to assume their superstar power, and then it allowed for some consolidation for like super combat. Because like you were saying, y'all wasn't sweeping people. It was game 6, Memphis. Memphis had a consolidated, curated, all-stars, Gasol, Zebo, right? People start putting together the right engine of teams. You leave OKC, go to the Warriors. That becomes super dynamic. OKC still become, it allowed Russ to become a superstar. James go to Houston. He become a superstar, right? You got DeMar in Toronto.
Then you got PG with Russ.
Then you got then you got PG with Russ. So the Dame emerged, right?
Kyle Lowry became a 9-time All-Star after not making an All-Star for like his first 6 or 7 years or something like that.
It was a boom. And players were just stepping it up a level throughout the whole league, which made teams better. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a perfect time, man. You seen it. Dudes was working their asses off. And I think that a lot of the reason that come about was we hooped a lot in the summers with each other. We knew each other, Team USA. So we was kind of like sharpening each other throughout the whole league, to be honest.
Absolutely. CP and James. CP was at the peak of his powers.
CP and Blake. CP, like it was a lot of shit going on around that time. That was a great time, man.
It was cracking.
Obviously, we won championships together, gold medals together. This past summer, you won another gold medal, this time with Steph. What was a moment that you and Steph had, or something teaming up that you haven't spoke about? Especially, man, on that level, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a level.
Yeah. I mean, it was like when I got back on the floor with Steph as a teammate that first few games, it was like that nonverbal, because there's a certain way that you got to like play with Steph.
Absolutely.
Like, he giving the ball up, knowing that, all right, now I'm flying back off this pin down. Make sure you look for me. And a lot of dudes at Team USA didn't quite understand that. You know what I'm saying? So when I would get in the game, I was like, all right, let me see what he about to do real quick. Because he give this up. That don't mean he gonna stand. He gonna run around somewhere and try to get open. So I was like, I felt like I was the only one on the court that knew what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? On the offensive side of the ball. So it's like we didn't have to say much, but I kind of knew. You know what I'm saying? That's from all those years playing together and watching film together and figuring shit out. It's like that was cool to feel again, you know what I'm saying? Because we worked our way up to that Golden State where we didn't have to talk to each other. I kind of knew what he was thinking and vice versa. So
Absolutely.
to bring that feeling back on Team USA was special. And then obviously those last 2 games, you know what I'm saying? Just how he's that shit was ridiculous, bro. He made like I think he made 9 threes that game against Serbia. And then what he did against France, those last few shots, it was just perfect. Because he always wanted that moment. You could tell he wanted the gold medal in the Olympics. He had one for the World Championships, but
Yep, 2 of them.
2 of them, yeah. You could tell he wanted that Olympic moment. So,
yeah.
but to be like that, man, that was crazy. And that's something he gonna always remember.
I got a secret I'm gonna tell you, but if I tell you this secret, you gotta promise to just know that it's my secret,
All right,
and you can't do nothing about it.
all right.
I got the ball from when you broke the USA scoring records. You know?
Why do you got that though, dog? That's crazy.
I got that ball.
Somebody had to keep it.
Because I kept it after that game, and then it's
Oh,
like,
you
KD,
are?
this your ball, and then you left it sitting somewhere, and I was like, he don't want this ball. I'm gonna save this. So I got the ball here.
Oh man, I know it's safe over there, man. So you got
It's safe. I just need your signature on it, bro. I ain't gonna sell it, but I would love your
safe
signature
over
on it.
there. Oh, you building that museum up over there and shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Everywhere.
Man, that's one of them ones, though.
Hey, man, I got a chance to play with the GOATs. You think I don't want to hold on to that?
Come on, man.
Come on. This is crazy.
Talk to me.
So I appreciate that. But, man, Kay, you got 4 Olympic gold medals. I heard you for the first time talk about retirement maybe within the last 3 weeks. And you said, I think about it all the time or something like that. Me personally, I know you love just playing basketball. Is there some chance you go get 5 Olympic gold medals in LA?
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. My thing always been is like I want to still be on this level that I'm playing at when that time comes around. I don't want that.
Right.
Don't give me that OG, man, just come be one of the guys and we need your presence type. Nah, I want to hoop if I go out there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be counted on to play minutes, you know what I mean? And you need me to knock down shots to help the team type shit. I don't want that farewell shit. You know what I'm saying? You can give that spot to a youngster that haven't experienced it.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm up to that level and I'm still hooping at that level and I expect myself to be, then yeah, I would definitely love to be a part of that, especially being in LA, like being on the home soil.
That's going to be crazy.
Man, it's going to be stupid.
That's going to go crazy.
Be stupid.
Hey, you've been hooping for a long time. Do you ever think like 19, 20 when you came in the league and now you're looking at the Olympics, you know, you're looking at, you know, the back end of your career. What is the final chapter, right, look like for you? Like, how do you want to paint that final chapter?
Man, it's a good question. I mean, and it's hard to say right now. Obviously, I can't predict the future, but like I said, I just want to be, I want to be healthy and make that choice for my own and be able to, you know, lead the game the way I want to leave it. And I want to just keep building with, you know what I'm saying? You know, the young players in the league throughout the, you know what I mean? I just want to be respected, respected as one of the guys that can pour back into the younger generation of players but still hoop on that level with them too, though. Like compete on that level with them too. That's how I want my career to end. Like I want to still be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to still be the old dude that's like, yo, he's still like, you might call him back when he's 42, 43, what he doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the type of vibe I want to have when I lead a game, you know, and I don't want to just hang around just to hang around, you know what I'm saying? So wherever that may be or whoever I'm playing with,
it's got to be buckets. Once you're not a bucket no more, you ain't coming off the bench, sitting on the bench, saying, "Come on, young fella, you can do it."
I can come off the bench in the Jamal Crawford type of role, you know what I mean?
But it's got to be buckets.
If I'm doing that, then that wouldn't be too bad. But I can't give you the goddamn 7, 8 minutes a night, man. That can't be the 10 minutes a night.
The stretch 4, stretch 5.
No, man, I go chill for all that.
Oh man.
Kay, when you look back at your career, what would you look at and say, that was the biggest turning point in my career. Because like we go through turning points at every level, right? Like you was at Montrose Christian Leave, you go to Oak Hill. There's like turning points at every level. Which one would you look at in your life and say, it could have been like you've torn Achilles, right? Like,
yeah. I get it.
what turning point do you look at in your life and say that was the biggest one, regardless of where I was at that point in my life?
I would say 2012, 2013, like that summer after that season, we went to the finals. That summer, going to the Olympics, and then that season, right around that season, I think that's when I started to. I had a trainer. His name was Justin Zormello, and he would break down all the analytics of where my best shots was from, where I shoot from the best on the floor. And we would work out with that in mind, you know what I'm saying? And so once I started making that transition of like, all right, seeing the game from a numbers perspective, seeing the game from an efficiency perspective, slowing the game down around that time, I think that was a turning point for my on-court game. And then, right, that's when James had got traded too, so I had more responsibility as a ball handler. So my assists went up, my playmaking and my decision making. I had to figure that out, a little bit quicker than I did before. You know what I'm saying? And I upgraded that too, just how I see the game. So right around that time, all that was happening. I think that's when I turned into a different player, or just stepped it up a level in just my overall game.
And having the opportunity to play with you, that's how your mind works now. Like I don't think people understand how you going 8 for 12 for 27 points. Like that's what you want. Like you don't want. You're not the guy that want 20 shots a game. You want 12 shots and 27 points.
Yeah, I always felt like it was harder to get your shit off with a small amount of opportunities. So always, and that's what I trained for in the summer. It was just like, all right, can you make every shot though? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that's hard to do. But I trained like that in the summertime. And then that season that I was talking about, 2013, I think that was the first time I did 50, 40, 90. So I always programmed like, all right, can I go 13? I mean, can I go 10 for 13 and still get 27 a night? And when I started doing it, I was like, oh shit, I think I got something, you know what I'm saying? And then I was able to do more on the court as far as playing defense, making passes, passing up shots for a better shot for my teammate. Because I'm like, all right, I know that each opportunity means something, so I got to take a good shot every time down. That's how I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing in today's game, right? When you first came in the league, you probably get 15, 17 shots. So you had to be efficient. So like the chase for efficiency is the DNA throughout your whole narrative in your game. And looking at the young dudes now, they don't have that. They don't have a efficiency rating, right? It's just get a high volume of shots up. If I get hot, great. But it's almost like it's like playing the slot machines,
Yeah,
right? With a little better odds.
yeah. I mean, it's encouraged though. I keep saying it. Like we can't just keep not, putting the coaches out on the forefront now. They're telling us, you know what I'm saying, to be this aggressive throughout the game and to get up more, to do more, to shoot more threes. And you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that efficiency, when you shoot a lot of threes in the games, I see some dudes shoot 9, 10 threes in a game, you compromise that, like, making half your shots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
40%, even 35, 36% is considered good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's making 3.5.
Yeah, so if you 4 for 11 from the three, like, all right, that's the standard that I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If I'm 12 for 25 from the field, I still had 32. I mean, yeah, that's a good that's a good number. 47% ain't bad from the field, but it's like a few of them shots you probably could have made 17 for 25 if you wouldn't have took 4 of those threes, and you might have stepped in and made a little layup or pull up jump shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of game I'm thinking about. But now it's just like, let's get them up. And, there's going to be some high number of games. Dudes going to get 40 or 50 that way. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm playing is like, you might not hit a big number of points. You might just be consistently at 20 to 25 or 25 to 30. You see what I mean? So this is a matter of approach.
Yeah, I led the league in 3-point attempts.
You used to get them up.
I was shooting like
How many you
9,
shoot a
10,
game?
9, 10 threes a game when it wasn't cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't, but they used to throw me the ball when I was in New Orleans. They used to throw me the ball with 5 seconds on the clock.
Oh yeah, you got
so we run. So half of those was against the clock. But I know what you mean, but I don't know what you mean because yeah, life is easy in your world. You know what I'm saying? Well, we want to jump to around the league. I saw your tweet about the NBA taking a week off during All-Star Weekend and canceling the event. So could you please explain yourself and communicate this to our NBA fans?
I just think the fans don't like anything. They gonna find something about it. I'm like, they gonna find one thing to nitpick. If it's not perfect, totally perfect, then they don't love it. And I'm just like, at this point now, let's just get this shit. So y'all just be, you know what I mean? So y'all won't drive yourself crazy watching this shit, man. I want better for y'all.
That's a fact, bro.
Because they don't like nothing that goes on. I'm like, they're like, man, y'all need to play harder in the All-Star game. And like, I'm like, y'all just like, that's so easy for y'all to say. How about y'all come up with like, why do you think the games are getting out of hand like this? Why do you think dudes aren't like playing up to your standards? It's just like nobody giving me a solution on that. It's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of complaining and ideas of how to change the whole fabric of the game. It's like, we should change shorten the 3-point line, or take away the corner three, or like y'all should be limited to shooting 25 threes a game. I'm just like, man, stop the gimmick.
Yes, shenanigans.
So that was my whole thing. Is like, man, let's just get rid of the All-Star Weekend so the fans can
so they can be happy.
So they can be finally be happy about something, man. Christ, man. It's getting out of hand, man.
I think fans and media has as much impact on the state of the game today than anybody.
Dang, that's the underrated part. It's kind of taboo to talk about the fans or to criticize the fans. It's just we pay y'all hard-earned money and we basically fund y'all whole operation, so y'all can't say shit about us. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all have a huge impact on what we do, right? So how can we not say how can y'all not be a factor to why shit is going bad? When shit going bad, it's all on the people inside the league. But when shit going well, the fans want to take credit for how much they come to the games and how much they watch and all of this shit. But when it's going bad, it's like, all right, y'all, I'm out of it as a fan base. It's all on the players, the execs, the league itself. I'm like, nah, y'all not gonna get away with that.
Y'all in this too.
It's
a community.
It's a community, right? If it's gonna be a community, we all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put it on one dude when we fuck up, but when it's all sunshine, then you want to jump in and, you know what I mean? Take some credit for it. So my whole thing is like, if you ain't got no solution, if you don't got nothing to say, man, just sit back and enjoy the game, because there's some beautiful athletes y'all just taking for granted because y'all like, man, it's too many threes. And the games don't come on at the right time. There's too many commercials. Got these dudes switching teams too much. There's no more rivalries, no more fighting. God damn. What you want, man? Shit. I'm getting sick of it, man. But because there's some beauty that's going on in the league, though. You look at the play, look at the highlight. Like, you just watch the highlights throughout the game, and you're gonna see some incredible shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you seeing teams every year having a chance to win a chip. Like, look at OKC, look at Cleveland. Look, like, it's different champions. I feel like every year right now. So it's like, what more do you want as a fan base? That community who loves that love the NBA. What more do you want from them?
That's a fact. Will you play in the league if the league organized a one-on-one tournament for $1 million prize winner All-Star Weekend?
Would I play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play.
All right.
I'll play. It'd be some good work too.
I was telling Dre I want to play too. I'm about to get in shape.
Dude will play ones every day, man. Y'all think he ain't playing ones for $1 million?
Hey, come on.
I just need to know what type of ones we playing, man. If we
I say 5 seconds, 3 spots, 2s and 3s, game to 15, first one to 15.
Is it a series though? Is it like a three little first to two? You know what I mean? Is it 3 games?
I think it should be.
I say it's point.
King
I
of the
say it's
Hill.
15 points. 15 points.
So King of the Hill is all of us on the court. And one.
Nah. I don't like that.
It's like 6 of us at a time playing King of the Hill.
Them slim type of ones, man. Listen,
the King of the Hill ones is
all right, I
fugazi.
score on you.
No,
all right, next
I'm
up,
not
score
rolling.
on you.
That's not cool because the dude who probably is not the nicest can get rolling, and you got one shot at defense. It's like, come on, man.
You can't go
my
to 15,
offense is
though.
my
That's
defense
too.
too.
That's too long. That's gonna take forever. You gotta make
go
this
to 10. Go to 10.
If you're gonna go ones, you're gonna have to go 5 second or 5 second shot clock to 11, 2s and 3.
Done.
Yeah, I can roll with that.
15 ain't far off though.
15 a lot of
that's a lot of points, BD. That's like
that's like damn near 21.
Yeah, if you go
1-on-1 game,
if you score all threes, it's 5 possessions, and you ain't scoring all threes.
You're scoring all threes, man. You can be tired as hell, man. Going to
exactly. In our last episode, we spoke about this, or who will win the 1-on-1 tournament. I said you. BD said Giannis. When you look around the landscape of the league, who you think your toughest competition would be?
Man, because like BD said, you can get hot on ones, man.
Yeah.
Like you can say I can win this, but I can also lose too, man. Because like I done played ones with Jason Tatum, and he done got cooking, making shots over every contest. I done played ones with Kyrie, and he can't miss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say JT, Kyrie, just for the simple fact that I actually played against them. I would say somebody like a Joel too. I think he can get he can get a bucket from the wing. I'm talking about this straight up healthy. Man, shit. Shea. I think Shea would be tough. Damn, Shea would be tough in the ones, especially if you're going like a 5 second clock and not like 3 dribbles, 4 dribbles. If you're going to just a shot clock, you're gonna be tough. And then Ant, I think I get put in there too.
Giannis beating all them dudes.
Giannis ones, man. I got to see how he gonna approach the ones, man. Because he can.
Man, I already know what he's doing.
Because in ones, you got to be able to shoot that. You got to be able to just shoot anytime, like fade away season. He going straight bully you.
Exactly. He gonna get as close as he can to the hoop.
For real. For real. We got to foul him the whole time.
Right. I was watching Kareem play Dr. J one-on-one.
Hilarious.
Hey dog, I was crying. Hey, you can't stop a 7-footer with skills. Dr. J had a hard time. You, Steph, and LeBron were the U.S. heroes. Has there ever been talk of teaming together for one last road show?
No, sir.
That wouldn't even work. We
ain't had that convo, man. I think you got it. Everything you're gonna see with the Olympics this past summer, man. It was perfect. Steph had a moment. I had me a little moment in that game. Brown had a moment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was perfect, man.
It was
just lock in.
Maybe if they call y'all out of retirement and sign all 3 of y'all.
And that Saudi league, right? It's that Saudi league.
I was just about to say.
That'd be killer.
I saw you, or maybe Rich said it, but was talking about Mavericks league that he's working on. I think Rich said you get some bump, right?
I mean, I just put in so much equity with the league, the NBA, man. It'd be hard to do that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or want to do that, or had a desire to just pick up and just start some new shit like that this deep. But, you know what I'm saying? The bag is a bag, man. You know what I'm saying?
Especially the hoop.
Man,
especially the hoop.
You never know what they could come up with, you know, when it comes to that. But I don't see it happening for me, man. I mean, I didn't put in too much work in the league. But the idea, you never know how this can work nowadays, man. I'm interested to see if it grow.
You kind of just spoke on this a little bit. Obviously, we all know how much you love the game of basketball. I always tell people, I'm not sure I know many people, if anybody, that love the game the way you love the game. From, like, you'll go watch some second grade boys play basketball and be like, yo, you see that move he just did right here? Look at this move. It's like, bro, they in 3rd grade, bro. Like, but that's how you love the game of basketball. everybody's talking about, like you said, knocking the product down or like changing the product. Obviously, taking corner threes away, like that's stupid stuff. But is there something that you suggest can improve and help grow the game further than where it is today?
Nah, I think only the players can grow the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can make all these rule changes all you want, and the players got to be the one out there executing. So, if guys keep adding to their skill set, you know what I'm saying, from the top to bottom, from point guards all the way down to the bigs, keep improving their skill set. I think that's going to advance the game more than anything. And you're seeing it already. You know what I'm saying? But all of these gimmicky rule changes and all of that, I don't agree.
Nah, we don't need none of that.
Like players and coaches, the ones that can really push the game forward.
I was gonna say coaching.
Coaching
is the one thing that I would say could improve, because when I'm watching the games and I'm watching teams, everybody play with the same style.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't really get a great enjoyment of people actually doing work because there's so much luck happening.
Yeah.
Right. And so the game is like based on luck and chance and numbers, where I think if it's some coaches come with a different approach and say, you know what, we're not going to play small ball all the time. We're not going to shoot a gang of threes. Like, here's a big man that play in the post, and we can identify with a style and a philosophy that counteract the way the Warriors play or counteract the way Boston play. I think everybody just playing the same way. And so we got to get like teams got to develop styles.
I mean, you got to look at it though. A lot of the players are playing similar. You know,
Yep.
A lot of the guys' go-to moves are the same. Step back, step back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pick and roll, float. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a copycat league. It's been like that since the beginning. So I always go back to the players and the uniqueness of each player. Like Jokic, their system is definitely different from the normal system. And it's simply because of how great he is. And the Warriors still play that style. That's everybody wanted to play like the Warriors, but they haven't accomplished it yet. But they play that style simply because you had Klay there too, but you got Steph and Draymond, you know what I'm saying, playing that different style of ball, but it depends on what players you got, you know what I mean?
Right.
They playing more of an ISO system, spread you out, drive and kick system. Boston playing that way. So, you know what I mean? It's just tailored to the players. I think more and more coaches starting to understand that the tailored system around that what their best players can do as opposed to trying to make them fit into a certain style of system.
Right.
Do you think that's player empowerment too, though? Like a part of like the power that players have? You think that's a part of why coaches have to do that as well?
I just think it's just smart. I mean, to get the most out your best players who's going to affect the game, I just think the simple fact is like, they started to realize, we need to build around this talent that we have, because you realize it don't come around often. A Ja Morant, you know what I'm saying? You can't just draft him or Zion or Ant. Or, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about, you're not going to just draft these dudes that easy. So while you got them here, you might as well make them as most comfortable as they can and get so you can get the absolute most out the player. You know what I'm saying? And coaches and organizations are starting to understand that. You're seeing how they building their teams now, fitting around their best players. So and that's what I love about the game too, that a lot of people don't speak about. The evolution is how the GMs and the front offices and the coaches are starting to be a little bit more creative on how they want to, you know what I'm saying, craft these teams. They hoarding picks. They might trade 4 picks for a player in the middle of the night, and you might see a all-star on a team that you ain't expect because they got 7 picks they going to trade. You know what I'm saying? So they do creative shit, you know what I'm saying, to keep their assets and team building, to go to that next level, because it take much more than just a player knocking down shots to win the championship. And a lot of credit got to go to the front office and the GM and the coaching staff. You want to win.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, it's been great. By the way, I know you and Rich got the boardroom pumping. Y'all about to buy Hooters, bro?
We had to pay homage, man. Hooters was that special in college, especially in college. You don't get them that $2 wings, man. So I had to buy the Hooters, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Hooters.
All right, Peter
It's always
Hooters.
good talking hoop with y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all letting me on, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. We appreciate you, bro. Living legend. Continuing to
legend.
watch you play basketball, bro.
Appreciate
You raise the level. You keep raising the level of the game.
Yeah.
You are one of the guys raising the level
One
of
of the greats.
how long you can do this and still be at that. And man, it's an honor to watch you work. It's been an honor to watch you work.
Hey, dog, you got them gray hairs now, too, now. So you're like they're running around.
Hey, that's from him trying to play me in dominoes.
That's crazy. You losing to me. He losing to me, Slim.
You got them gray hairs, but you still running around there guarding the goddamn whole team, the whole game. So you showing a lot, too, man. And you define the odds, too, dog. So I appreciate you, bro.
My dog. Hey, by the way,
Appreciate you,
also, you know me, I'll say something when I don't like it, and I must always say something when I do like something. I'm not just going to say something when I don't like it. And you saying the other day that I'd be a great head coach, but that meant the world to me.
Come on,
And,
dog.
you
And
know,
I
to
ain't lying.
hear the peers say that, you know, it always means more, bro. So, you know, I ain't going to just criticize you and be like, damn, Slim said he hope I get the help I need, and not say when you throw me a bone like that or give me props like that, I appreciate it, my dog. Always, I want you to know that.
Love, brother. I mean every word, too. I'll holler at y'all, man. Appreciate you.
All right, I need you on that album too. That next
Yeah.
album.
I'm gonna get your number. I'm gonna tell Dre to send me
Yeah, I'll connect y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Bart Oatmeal and Slim.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Slim.
Sir.
Appreciate you, boss.
Man, that was so amazing having K on here, bro. Talking hoop with him. Also hearing how that his answer about efficiency. Like guys do not think about the game that way. This man's like, no. I'd rather just have 29 on 12 shots.
Right.
And then, but it makes sense though in his mind because during that time is where you started to see KD evolve as a defender. During that time was where you started to see him evolve as a passer. And he's pretty much saying like, nah, not taking 22 shots is allowing me, and just hit 9 of my 12 is going to allow me to do all those other things. It was dope to hear him talk about that in that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of gems were dropped. It's incredible, you know, when you have somebody that decorated and you guys spent time together sharing those moments, like to still see that chemistry exist. You see why, you know, you had that dynasty. So, you know, shout out to Kevin Durant, a living legend. This was a dope show. I appreciate you, big dog. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, my brother. Everything you brought to the show. I appreciate you. I know our listeners appreciate you because the amount of times I hear, yo, adding BT to the show is crazy. I appreciate you, my brother. Till next time, for y'all tuning in, we appreciate y'all. That's a wrap. Enjoy it like we did. Peace.
We out.